Well, as we're getting ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, just wanted to share some thoughts about Thanksgiving. And these are really some reflections from a book from John Calvin called The Golden Booklet of the True Christian Life. You know, Thanksgiving and gratitude is one of the dominant themes that should shape our lives as believers. And in a passage where he's talking about not loving the world too much and longing for heaven and not being looking at the things of this world as our ultimate fulfillment, he writes, "For this life, though it is full of countless miseries, deserves to be reckoned among the divine blessings which should never be despised. Therefore, if we discover nothing of God's goodness in it, we are already guilty of no small ingratitude toward Him." In other words, if we just only see evil and only see the bad in life, and that we're not grateful for the blessings God gives us, and that our lives should be focused on heaven and focused on God and His kingdom and the life to come. And when we have that in mind, then we can truly be grateful and use what God has given us. But what I really love is what he goes on a little bit later in this, as he's talking about loving God's creation and using God's creation and counting all that God gives us in this life as blessings. He talks about the way we need to appreciate even kind of the small pleasures and recognize God's goodness in those. And one of the things I think about is when we ask people, hey, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? We do that in church with Sunday school and stuff. We usually get the big answers of I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful for Jesus. I'm thankful for all these things. And of course, we're grateful. We're grateful that we have salvation. We're grateful for our families and for our friends and the joys we share. But I find some great joy in being grateful for the other pleasures of life. This is Calvin. He says, if we study, for instance, why he has created the various kinds of food, we shall find that it was intention not only to provide for our needs, but likewise for our pleasure and for our delight. In herbs and trees and fruit, besides being useful in various ways, he planned to please us with their gracious lines and pleasant odors. For if this were not true, the psalmist would not enumerate among the divine blessings the wine that makes glad the heart of man and the oil that makes his face to shine. In other words, we can be grateful because God doesn't just give us life and a humdrum life, but He gives us things to delight and give us pleasure and to give us joy. In other words, the beautiful colors of the leaves are there for our delight. God wants us to enjoy them. Food tastes good. He doesn't just give us food that keeps us alive and keeps our heart beating, but He gives us food that tastes good, and that the joy we have around a table of a good meal and good wine is not just to sustain life, but it's for our delight. And for those things, give gratitude for God. So maybe this Thanksgiving time, consider some of the things that you are grateful for. Football, really good music, times of quiet, the simple beauties and joys that you enjoy. Give God thanks for those little pleasures we have every single day. Hope you have a great one. Thanks. Bye.